Hi there and welcome to the video for this lacz Denton LB1906. China special, this one, off AliExpress, related to Pagani, I believe. And this is a, well, what is it? It's a sports watch. Nicely finished, actually. There's some good things to say about this watch. I hadn't seen it before I bought it, so it's just arrived. Described it as new, bought about a month or so ago. So what have we got? A box. I'll show the box briefly. lacz Denton cardboard box. It says something about Germany on the box there, but I assume that's just the construction of the box. Comes with its lacz Denton cloth, instruction manual, warranty card, and a little tiny screwdrivers in there to allow you to adjust the bracelet, although I'd probably use a better quality jeweler's bracelet. But yeah, reasonable presentation for the money. We're talking about good value for money here, that's for sure. So major things that attracted me to this watch is A, it's automatic, and it's got a sweeping seconds hand, so let's show you that, with a nice red tip on it, and it is loomed, the hands are loomed, and so is the outer buttons. There is a chapter ring with a nice sort of orange marker here and there for the buttons as well, and also a center mark to tell you the midpoint between the 5 minutes there. It's also a GMT as well, and the mechanism moves the GMT, and then basically you set that to your home time when you're on holiday, and then you've got the local time on the main hands. Loom is relatively good on the dial. Actually, it's not bad at all on the dial, but the hands unfortunately are a little bit poor. Date window in white with black numerals, and a ceramic bezel. So that attracted me. You don't often get a ceramic bezel on a budget watch, but there's a ceramic bezel for you, and it's unidirectional. Sorry, bidirectional. Uni is one way, bi is two. So we've got a bidirectional bezel, and to be honest with you, it spins quite nicely. It's pretty okay, and sits on its 12 o'clock position quite nicely. Good grip. The case size is actually I didn't measure the case size. I think it's about 40 odd. Let's get the calipers and do this. This video is going to be so boring unless you're into watches. It really will bore the pants off of you. You've probably turned it off immediately, but it measures 39.6 across the bezel and across the watch itself from tip of the crown to the other side, 43 and a bit. And yeah, so it's a 40mm watch. It's about 47 on the lug to lug. Yep, just under 47, and it's about just sub 13 on the depth, 12.7. Sorry, I get it in the camera there. It's 12.7 on the depth. I'm not very good at making these videos, you may have guessed by now, but anyway, mainly for my reference really. So plenty of links, and there's screw links on here. So let's show you that, if that can be displayed. Those tiny pins are screws, and it's polished in the center of the link and brushed on the outer, and they're solid links. And although the bracelet actually isn't too bad, the clasp lets it down a bit. It's not the, although it looks pretty fancy and sort of in a Rolex manner, it unfortunately doesn't have micro adjust, although it's been manufactured to have micro adjust in there. As you can you probably can't see, but there are about 4 or 5 indentations inside there, and although I've looked and tried, and a mate of mine has got one as well, and he's tried, you can't get the micro adjust to pip along unless you sacrifice that spring bar in there and then put a new spring bar in to clip it in. So these links are going to be just under a centimetre a piece. So if you don't get the sweet spot in your fitting, you're going to need to mess about with this micro adjust here. If they just drilled the outer of the clasp, it would have worked perfectly. But there is milling on the clasp. The clasp is slightly better than your average press Seiko, say for example, and it's very highly polished, and it friction fits, it clips quite nicely, and then the security clips down again on top of that. Okay, the rear of the case has got like a world map, stainless steel, lacz Denton, water resistance, 200 meters, automatic. So it's black dial. I'm not sure on the, I'd say it's a 3 tick per second movement. It winds in one direction, and obviously it's automatic. And if you can hear that, it spins pretty quietly actually. I think that's about on par with a Seiko. That's been keeping perfect time so far, that's all good. And there's a sapphire crystal on the top. It says 200 meters automatic there. Now there's no screw down crown here, so 200 meters, are they being a bit optimistic? It is a signed crown as well. I've just left the blue bit of sticker on there at the moment. It was covered in bits of plastic, so there is some remnants of glue on there. Weight wise, probably about 130 or so, maybe even more, but it's certainly not the heaviest of watches, not as heavy as a Tissot or anything like that. And it wears quite nicely on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. Let's pop it on, mainly because that lug length isn't too bad at all. Obviously it's not sized or anything like that, but actually that feels all right. And the lugs are pretty okay. Knock the camera over. The legs are anyway, so sapphire crystal, water resistant, quoted at 200 meters, ceramic bezel, automatic with a GMT, orange accents here and there, and a date window. I think really, all in all, for this money, this is not a bad piece at all. Probably best thing to do is ditch this clasp for starters and get yourself a clasp off of eBay and fit it, because the bracelet actually isn't too bad. A better clasp would be an improvement, or just go for something like a different type of bracelet altogether. Obviously difficult to find bracelets because there's all the contouring on the actual end links, which, to be honest, there is a very real possibility that's a solid end link, and I think you'll find that is a solid end link. There's no drilled lugs, but I reckon that's a solid end link. So really getting that clasp sorted out would be an absolute bonus, but you could use that clasp. There's no reason for it. It's just no micro adjust. Anyway, there we go. So that is the lacz Denton LB1906 in some detail, and I hope you've enjoyed it and made it to the end of this video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.